Good morning and welcome to ERS's first webinar, Managing Your Employees' Times During COVID-19. I'm Angie and I've been a sales consultant for ERS Biometrics for nearly 3 years. I'm passionate about what I do and I enjoy interacting with the different people that I meet. I'm a single mom of 2 boys, 6 and 19. Family is the most important to me. Hobbies I enjoy are sewing, cooking and baking. Why are we here today? More and more companies are requiring their employees to work from home due to the COVID-19. And as Cyril Ramaphosa mentioned in his address last night, he mentioned where and if possible, during the gradual lockdown restrictions, that employees should have their employees working from home. Today, we're going to give you information into 2 of our products that can assist you as an employer, as well as your employees, to work remotely and still have full accountability of their tasks, and more importantly, time worked from any location, not just in South Africa, but internationally as well. Feel free to utilize the chat sidebar for any questions. You can open the chat bar from the bottom menu next to participants. Please note that we will assist with Q&A during the webinar, but we'll have a full log of questions not addressed. And between myself and Les, we will provide you with assistance over the next few days. Who is ERS? ERS was officially launched in 2010, and we like to see ourselves as a market leader in the time and attendance as well as access control industry. A large percentage of our staff have been honing their skills have been holding their skills in this dynamic industry since 2001. We have over 4,000 clients, more than 20,000 biometric units, and over 1 million employees clocking on a daily basis, with the information pulling through to our in-house developed cloud-based software. Although our software at present has amazing functionality, we at ERS are constantly striving to improve based on our clients' ever-growing demands and requirements. We are a level 2 BBE company and follow strict rules of the POPI Act to the letter. Our clients' information is 100% secure and our backups are with MTN Business Connection. Over to you, Les.
Thank you, Ange. Thanks for that great introduction. My name is Les May-Roberts and I'm a senior consultant and have been with ERS for the past 7 years. I am married to Michelle, and this year we will be celebrating our 30th wedding anniversary. I have 3 sons and 2 gorgeous daughter-in-laws. My boys are 36 years old, 27, and my baby is 23 years old, with my oldest son in London serving the Queen in the elite military regiment of the Coldstream Guards. I am passionate about everything to do with family, aviation, and interacting with people. I network on a weekly basis through BNI, which is Business Network International. This amazing organization has allowed me to introduce our ERS brand to the international market. I have visited 2 BNI chapters in America and 1 in the UK over the past 2 weeks, with more international visits planned over the coming weeks. My hobbies are flying radio-controlled aircraft, as well as building them, reading, mainly non-fiction, as well as cooking. Let's get started with why we are here today. Managing employee times during COVID-19. Starting with our mobile app, which is compatible with both iOS and Android devices. What is this all about? Firstly, you can download the app from both platform Play stores. Once downloaded, we will assist you with remote training and setup of your ERS account. Your mobile phone now becomes a business tool for you to clock in and out of activities which you are working on, either from your home office or from site with GPS coordinates as to where you are. Positive facial recognition to ensure that no buddy clocking can occur. When clocking, you have the ability to clock into a specified job code or task through a drop-down menu as well as enter a description of what you do. This clocking activity then pulls through to the company's ERS cloud-based account in real time so that your administrator, HR, or supervisor knows what you are up to. An example of this in a working situation, let's take a legal firm as the example. Employee 1 starts the day at 800 hours and uses the activity drop-down menu to clock into client ABC Electrical's file. After 2 hours of doing this, she can then clock out of this activity and clock into the second file in exactly the same manner. The reporting of these activities will not only record how many hours she has worked for the day, but will also break this information down into dedicated hours per client for billing purposes at the end of the month. Another example in a totally different field, let's have a look at a sales rep scenario, construction worker, or maintenance crew. Our software allows for multiple employees to be allocated to one single device. Usually this device would be the shift supervisor's device, so that all employees of the team can clock in and clock out using this one mobile phone. If the sites are fixed for a period of time, in other words, the company has been awarded a 6-month contract, we can geofence this location on our software on Google Maps. What this will then do is, as the shift supervisor drives into the geofence location, it will automatically clock them in, and as they leave the geofence location, it will automatically clock them out without having to physically take their mobile phone out of their pocket or out of their car's cubbyhole. This clocking information then has the ability to be imported into your payroll through our time and attendance module to streamline your weekly or monthly pay cycles. With ERS having a modular software offering, you as the client only need to subscribe to the modules that are applicable to your type of business. I'm going to run through the modules with you now just to give you a better understanding of what these modules are and what they offer. Our very basic module is our attendance module. What that does is it gives you basic in-out reporting with the ability to set up auto reports to the administrator or manager's email addresses to notify them in real time of daily shift attendance. This allows for proactive management if there is a shortage of resources reporting for duty. You don't need to wait until 10 o'clock in the morning to know that you are short of 4 bricklayers and 3 plumbers on site. Straight away at 8:05 in the morning, you can get on the phone and you can make sure that your day is positively used with maximum efficiency. The job costing or activity portion of our software. This module gives you a separate drop-down menu with job or activity clocking for in and out. So what you can do over here is, instead of just clocking in as Les for the day, start and finish, I can now clock in to say that I'm now going to my first sales meeting for the day, and I can clock in as sales admin with what I'm doing, with the actual client's name recorded in the comment block. Our next module that we do is time and attendance. This is clocking according to shifts or schedules that you are allocated to with payroll integration. The leave module is the next module. This has the ability for you to use your mobile clocking device to actually apply for your leave. There's a communication module. This allows administrators to send SMSs directly from the ERS cloud-based software to clients as well as staff. If there are any questions around the application of this within your business, please post a question on the sidebar, and either Ange or I will try and address that question for you now in real time, or we will have your email addresses and we will contact you after this webinar to assist you with whatever your requirement is. I would like to play a quick 45-second clip now to illustrate exactly what I've just spoken about. Ange, can you please roll this clip? That's great. Thank you, Ange. Part 2 of the presentation is now going to deal with our web clocking. Web clocking is ideal for work from home scenarios, which a lot of us are going to be doing going forward, as you can clock in and clock out using either your existing laptop, PC, or iPad. The functionality here is very similar to the mobile app, with one subtle difference, and that is through the ERS software, we can specify an IP address to that device to ensure that you're at work from home office and not sitting on Clifton Beach sipping a pina colada. Logging into the web clocking is similar to logging into a bank account with a generic overall company account number, a specific username, and a password for each individual employee. Once you have logged in, it will display only your personal information in the ERS cloud-based software with a drop-down menu to specify the task that you are about to work on, which you will then select and thereafter be in a position to put a comment in as to what your activity is. Once this is done, you will press clock in and the intelligent software will accept or reject your clock based on your facial recognition. In the event of a company only having one laptop available to 4 or 5 resources, all of the resources can use that exact same laptop with facial recognition where I can't clock for Ange and she can't clock for me. Kindly play the web video clip, please. Thank you.
Over to you, Les.
That's great. Thank you, Ange. Both the mobile clocking and web clocking have a support line available to you as the client from Monday through to Saturday. On a closing note, I would like to advise our clients, our existing clients who are still on the older version of R11 and R13 of our software, that we will upgrade you to our current R14 version of our software on request at no cost to you in order to have the full functionality of what I have discussed today. I hope that what both Ange and I have shared with you today is valuable to both you as a business owner, as well as an employee of a company, as the ease of functionality of what we are offering you here is both very affordable and ideal for a work from home scenario, which by the looks of it is going to be a real situation in business going forward. Thanks for sharing your time with us and giving us this opportunity to present our ERS offering to you. Stay safe and have an awesome weekend. Over to you, Ange.
I would just like to say thank you to everyone for attending. I would like to open the floor, but to find out if anybody does have questions that they would like to ask. In this situation, we would use the raise your hand and we will try and answer your questions during this session. Rosella, I saw that you had a question. Rosella, are you still there? Please feel free.
Angie, I just wanted to find out on the mobile device, does each team member have to do the face recognition when they clock in? Okay. So the team leader would need to take a photo of each team member of that particular team.
Okay, Rosella, you've got the option of either using that functionality or not. But what I would suggest is do use that functionality, because then you're getting positive recognition of who is actually clocking on that device. So what we will do is to help you set that up. You will send us the picture of that specific employee. We'll show you exactly the file format that we want it in to incorporate into our software. And then there's no ways that somebody can clock on behalf of the next person. They have to physically be there.
Okay, and then if we have one team of 4 people, but they go to 2 different sites, are we able to put the GPS coordinates for both sites and then allocate that particular site to the team members that are working on that site?
Absolutely, Rosella. That is driven through the software. So that is just basically an allocation of resource to the shift boss's mobile that he's using. And then that is the way that they will be able to clock.
Okay, thank you.
I hope that addresses your question.
Yeah, it does. And then, sorry, I have one more question. So if we want to
problem.
to the new software, is there an extra charge for those of us that are already using the mobile app and the time and attendance register already?
Are you on R14 at the moment, Rosella?
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay.
Rosella's on R13.
Okay, Rosella, what we're going to do for you is after this, we'll be in touch with you. We're going to upgrade you to R14 at no cost, and then we'll assist you with any questions you might have. The R11 and R13 version at the moment doesn't support all the facial recognition technology, and that is why we want to upgrade all of our clients at no cost to R14. Okay,
because then once we talk out of this meeting, I do have other questions, but I'll chat with Angie. Thanks.
That's perfect. Thank you very much for your input.
Thank you. Thanks.
Shaba?
Morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for the information. I just want to find out if there's any brand that you are recommending in terms of phones, mobile-wise, and then following question is, hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay. And then I've got 2 sites that are around 40 kilometers apart. So will I need, I'm just thinking that downloading the system, can I have a center system where I download this, or each cell phone for a specific site must have its specific software downloaded, and the charges, how are they going to be in terms of that?
Okay, Shaba, I think I've got the gist of your question. Firstly, as far as the mobile devices goes, as I mentioned a bit earlier in the presentation, we support both iOS, which is your Apple phone, and the Android platform. As long as your team member has got a reasonably new phone, it doesn't have to be brand new from the latest range of phones. It has to have location on it, but we'll advise you according to which phones are the best phones to use. There is very little limitation as to which mobiles you can use. You don't need to go for a top-of-the-range device. Then, as far as your sites being in separate locations go, that is the beauty of what our software is all about. Everything is driven through the cloud-based account. You don't need to be anywhere near the site. You could have a site in Durban and a site in Cape Town, and you can be sitting in Johannesburg, and you will have full remote access to be able to deny and grant people clocking activities on whichever site they are working on from your desk, wherever your head office is.
Okay, so what counts is just the number of people, not the actual geographical area. I can run more than 2 sites with 1 account.
Exactly. So in other words, if you have subscribed for 40 staff members, which is your total workforce, and you're working on 2 sites at the moment, and a 3rd site comes open, your only cost implication is not going to be to ERS. It's going to make sure that you have a 3rd mobile device at that 3rd site with your shift supervisor at that site. Does that address your question?
Yeah, it does address the question.
Okay, excellent. Shaba, if you want us to contact you after the meeting, just give a shout and we'll be in touch with you to give you more information on this. All right?
Yeah, that would be much appreciated. I did download, I don't know if I should say I downloaded the software. It just needs activation after necessary payments, but I think in our discussion we'll address that.
Okay, perfect. We'll be in touch with you. We'll explain to you. We'll talk you through the whole process and assist you getting set up on the actual software.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Shaba. Ange, we got any other questions?
Do we have any other questions?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
It's Basil Smith from Jackie. We were just about to go live with your system linked to the Sage wage package, and then this virus kicked in. So we had to call everything to a halt. But what we've since decided is not to use the finger clocking, but rather purchase some pods, which I did, and it's still lying with your office in Durbanville in Cape Town. But I want to know, I just saw that there's also facial recognition. Can we switch over to that? And is there extra equipment that I'll have to install, and what are the costs?
Okay, so Jackie, to understand, are you looking to use the mobile devices for your staff to clock in? Is that correct?
No, we're a clothing factory, and all the staff just enter through a door in the morning.
Yes.
And yeah, initially, as I said, we were going to use the fingers. That's no longer an option. We're going to, I then bought the cards. But now this morning I saw something about facial recognition. So yeah, our staff would come in. Where is the screen? Do they just face the little keypad, whatever that's there? Or is there an extra gadget we will have to install, and of course the costs?
Okay, what we'll do is, Jackie, we'll address this after the meeting. Either Ange or myself will contact you. We have got your contact details, and we'll address with you and see exactly how we can assist you to make sure that you have got the correct system in place for your factory.
Oh, fantastic. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you very much for joining us, Jackie.
Thanks, Liz.
Any other
Good
questions?
morning.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
good morning. This is Lauren speaking.
Hi,
Yes,
Lauren.
We're on R14. We've got most of the modules running and working fine and so on. We're now looking at the web clocking module. What I did see in your video as well, and from the research that I've done, is that when the user opens up the web clocking page, he can actually see all the modules and the configurations and the users of the whole system. Is that true just for that video where Dante may have been an administrator, or is that true for all the users? Because I don't want the users to see all the company information around the ERS system.
Lawrence, that's a great question. Okay, so what will happen is we will be able to assign only his portion of the software, where the only viewing rights he's going to have is to his own portion of the portal. So all he'll see is on the top right-hand section of the screen, it'll be a drop-down with only his name for his clocking activity, with exactly what I explained to you, with what he's clocking into and supplying a reason and positive facial recognition. He won't have any access to any of the reporting. He won't have any access to any other functionality of the actual software. If you have subscribed to the leave module, on that same page, you'll have the option of going into the leave module and also doing what he needs to do to apply for leave, which automatically gets escalated to either directly to you, Lawrence, or to your HR or payroll department for approval. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much. We don't use the leave module at this point in time, but we've got all the time and attendance and most of the other modules. It's just now the web clocking that we want to implement for a few people that I think may have the same issue as what Shaba had, was where the phones are not new enough to cater for the location services and so forth. So we're going to use the web clocking method for that rather.
Okay, perfect. If you'd like Angela or myself to get in touch with you after the meeting, just let us know, and we'll be in touch with you either telephonically, or we can set up a Zoom meeting on a one-to-one basis and discuss what your requirements are there to assist you.
Yeah, not necessary. Sarel has been helping me with this, so it's
Oh, excellent. Yeah, you're in good hands. Sarel knows what's going on. He's an excellent resource of ours. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Les, I've got a question. Sorry, yes. Go ahead.
wants to ask something, I think.
Malopo?
Hi, hello.
Hi,
Hello.
Malopo.
Hi. Since, okay, I have a question. I started using your softwares or maybe one of your devices yet. However, I have an issue in terms of the network infrastructure in our country. It's not top notch as how we would like it to be. Are employees able to clock in on the cell phone device on an offline basis? That's the first one. And then now when it comes to the web one, is it also possible to clock in again on an offline? Because now you can find that some of the guys will say that but the time that I was supposed to clock in, there was no network and whole lot of those stories.
Okay, Maloko, I understand your question 100%. Let me get full clarity from our support department, and either Angelo, myself, or support will be in touch with you, and they will assist you to see exactly what the scenario is. On our actual readers, you can clock with a offline scenario. I'm not 100% sure on the actual mobile clocking scenario, but we will come back to you on that to give you full clarity as to how to handle what your actual problem is at the moment. Where are you based at the moment, Maloko? Which country are you in?
No, I'm here in Joburg, in Krugersdorp. Hello?
I can hear you.
Yes, I'm here. I'm currently in Joburg now, but now we have some of the guys that have to go and do remote work, maybe across the border, or maybe go do a delivery of the devices across the border. So that will be some sort of a concern when the guy needs to do the installation of whatever that has been ordered in a remote area where there is no network coverage.
Okay.
That will create a problem for us.
Perfect. We understand exactly what your problem is. We'll get support to contact you, and we'll address this to see how we can streamline that portion of your operation.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot for joining us today, Maloko. And you say you've got a question for us. You are muted.
I have a question from Cedric, who has asked if he has one iPad, can many of his employees clock on it with the facial recognition?
Okay, so it's exactly the same situation as to using a single device. We can assign all the mugshots to that specific iPad, and everybody can use their same device for clocking in and clocking out with positive recognition, so that the person has to clock for themselves. They can't get their friend to clock on behalf of themselves. They will not be able to clock in for the day if they are not physically there. That is where R14 comes in with the facial recognition, which we have just recently introduced into our software suite.
Thanks, Leslie. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Cedric. Thanks to you for joining us as well.
Thank you.
All right. If you have any more questions, you're more than welcome to contact Les and I. I will be sharing our contact details at the end of the webinar. Again, I'd like to thank everybody that attended, and I hope going forward we can assist you with getting your employees to work from home, as well as getting your companies back to full steam once this COVID-19 is over. Have a great weekend, and yes, stay safe. We will be doing more webinars in the coming weeks, and we will obviously invite as many of you back again. And I hope you enjoyed what we have shared with you today.
I wanted to suggest something.
Well, we paying them, we still can't use it.
Thanks, Angie. Thanks, Les. Lovely. Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us.
Angie.
Yes.
Okay, before we could leave, there is another one more question that I have. This just popped out now. Sorry. Do you know, like, staff members that are using the device, then they clock in on the device, are you able to check, say maybe somebody can be sitting in their house, of which they're supposed to, then they clock in, but however then they start roaming around, going to the mall and doing something, but however then they expect you to pay them at the end of the day? Is it possible that with your software packages, once somebody have clocked in, are you able to track them? Did they leave the office space we rented for them, or how does it work?
Okay, Maloko, there are a couple of ways we can do it. The one way we can do it is your physical office. On the software, we can geofence it. Just to give you a better understanding what geofencing is, you go into the software, you look for your location where your actual office is, and you put an imaginary circle onto Google Maps around your location. So we can put a 300 or 400 meter radius around your location. As they leave that location, it will automatically clock them out. As they come back from messing around at the mall, it will automatically clock them back in. The other application that we can assist you with is our mobile application has got a thing called pinging. We can set it to ping every 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever you want to set it at, so that as they're moving around, it is physically leaving a breadcrumb trail on Google Maps as to where they are and what and where they're not supposed to be. So just say they're going to the mall and you've set it at 10 minutes and the mall's 30 minutes away, you're going to have 3 separate pings on the actual software to say they've left the office and this is where they're going. It's very similar to a tracker that you'd put into a truck or a car.
Okay.
The cost implication on that is 0 rand. We're not charging for it. It's part of our software. Sorry, Maloko, I didn't get that.
No, I was saying, I think my network is very poor. So I didn't get the last statement that you just said.
I was saying, as far as the cost implication goes, as an existing client, if you're already using our mobile app technology, there is absolutely no additional cost to you, nothing. We just need to activate it in your account. So there are a couple of ways of doing it. You don't need to work through Angela or myself. Just phone into the office, the 010-593 number, which we're going to provide you with now, or alternatively, just send an email to support@ersbio.co.za, and the support team will get on top of it straight away, and they will assist you to get it fixed up.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Maloko. Thanks again for joining.
Shaba, I see your hands up.
Yeah, I was just suggesting that one day you should try a free trial 5-day. This is an awesome intervention. Thank you.
Thank you for the positive. Thanks for the positive input, Shaba. We appreciate that. Are we done? Are there any other questions? Nadia, you're sitting very quietly there. Usually you've got something to say as an attorney. Let's hear something. Come on, Nadia. Give us something.
Hi, Les. No, I don't have questions. I'm just I'm listening to what you said about how attorneys can use this. And I think it's important because in this lockdown, we actually struggle to keep track of who's doing what. And because they can tell you they've done something during the day, but you don't see the emails or the fees or the feedback from the client. So I think it's an excellent way to keep track of your employees. And it also gives them some responsibility, some sort of responsibility. So yeah, I will take it back to the office and hopefully I can get back to you. Thank you.
Right.
Great seminar.
No, that's great. Thanks, Nadia. So what I'll do is with you is I'll be in touch with you. I believe you are also looking for a thermometer to be able to the thermal imaging thermometer. I'll assist you with that after the webinar. But just having said that, for your type of environment, the simplicity of your staff using it, it is so straightforward. All of our resources in the last couple of weeks have been forced to use it, and the reporting functionality is absolutely amazing. With your for your charging of clients, you'll be able to see exactly who's worked on what file, how much time they've put in on the actual file, and to actually draw down that report. It's either for a single day, for a week, for a project, for a month. You'll just take the date range that you want to see, pull up that file's description, and through the job costing module, it'll display who's worked on what job and for how many hours they've actually worked on that.
Yeah, it will help a lot with the billing. And the other thing is, when there's a dispute about cost, or when, for example, you go to court and you win the case with cost and the other side must pay your cost,
Yes.
There's normally a dispute. So I will say I spend an hour on it, and someone else would say, no, but it should take you half an hour. Then we can actually go back to the ERS system and say, but here is the proof that it took me this long.
Okay.
So there's a lot of positive things about it that we can actually take back. And the other thing is, we've discussed it previously, but it's actually not that expensive.
No,
it's actually not expensive.
The costing on this, you've already got the hardware. It's purely the software, and we have streamlined our online training that we don't physically need to send a resource to your office to train. We can assist you online, starting and not sure how to enroll their picture onto the system. Anything to do with that, we can assist you with either through the support desk or with you just purely phoning into the office and then in real time being able to assist you.
Thank you, Les. Appreciate
it. Before everybody logs out, I am going to hear from you. Thank you very much again for your time, and we'll see you all soon.
I know we all have to change the way we are doing our business as far as this lockdown scenario goes. It is not ideal, but at least you will now have an inexpensive tool to take your business going forward and possibly restructure the way you think as a company. I know for a fact that what we are doing at ERS is we're also looking at things very prudently as to how we're going to be running our operation going forward, because there's no real need for me as a sales agent to get in my car and go to Nelspruit for a half-an-hour meeting and waste the whole day. I can, within 2 seconds, log on to a webinar or a Zoom meeting with that client and assist them proficiently. What we will still have to do as a company is, obviously, when it comes to site inspections for access control, that's a different animal completely, but we will address the access control component in a separate webinar. Folks, thank you very much. Really appreciate your time, and let's see how we can help you to help your company.
Thank you, Les.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Interesting talk. Thank you very much.
Thanks for your input.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Les.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Have a
you.
good one.
Bye.
Thank you.
Cheers.